Hello everybody. Uh, so tomorrow is going to be the first of Rosa, which is Muslim holy month of Ramadan. So happy Ramadan, everybody, all my Muslim friends. So this today is an interesting day. There is a very interesting uh, briefing to the congressman, American congressman, by an economics professor. His name is Jeffrey Sachs. I know him personally, professionally. He has been working with SDGs, MDGs, Millennium Development Goals. He's a very good friend of Bono, and he's kind of a rock star of economics himself. He has worked a lot in themes which are like globalization and how pro-poor strategies needs to be effective in regions like Africa. But today he was speaking about some kind of a foreign policy issues that represent the state of Israel. While he also would say that there needs to be an end to Ukraine-Russian war, and President Trump is the man who is going to deliver peace to not only Ukraine and Russia, but he's going to eventually sow the seeds of sustainable peace between Israel and Palestinians, which is kind of a impossible act. I mean, if you look at the history, the decades, where Israeli occupation represents since 1960s, the first war between Israel and the Arabs. Israel has been building a lot of settlements, and Palestinians they now live in Gaza and other few of the geographical locations that is again dominated by the peripheries are dominated by Israeli settlements. What Jeffrey Sachs would say that in 1996 Israel would adopt a policy that Israel as a state policy would curb any voice that not only support Palestinians but more tangibly and more effectively would talk about the two-nation solution for Israel-Palestine problem, because two-nations solution would mean that Palestine is an independent state, and of course with that they would have their foreign policy, they would have their independent diplomacy, they would have an independent access to international markets to strengthen their economy, and of course they would have then a military to secure their borders. And that would mean then something which though Jeffrey Sachs didn't cover, but on paper as an idea it looked quite threatening to Israelis. I mean, of course it would seem that especially if you consider the recent press conference of American senators who would say that historically, because of Israeli occupation, Israeli repressive policies, Israeli army's repressive acts where they have violated human rights many a times, and especially in 2025 when the whole world is protesting against the atrocities Israeli army has made in Gaza, and thereby nearly the whole Europe is supporting for an independent state of Palestine. I mean, of course, that's how the story would look if you listen to Jeffrey Sachs. He was quite critical to Israel's policies to curb voices, to have a security policy, to then discourage any voice, any prominence being given to the people who would support an independent state of Palestine, which means there is a two-state solution for Israeli-Palestine conflict. Israel is an independent state as well as Palestine is an independent state. Well, I'll critically analyze that statement.